Hello, everybody, and welcome to another review of Tabletop Junkie Reviews. Brought to you by me, Tabletop Junkie. You know, one of these days I'm going to get a damn intro, right? But, alright, so, what are we going to talk about today? Nothing too much. Talislanta, 5th edition. I will have a link to the website where you can look at it yourselves. This is going to be dealing with the player's guide. So, oh, hey, Spartacus. So we're not going to go too much into this because all 5th edition of Talislanta is incorporated all the mechanics, all the history, all the information from the previous editions. So what you've seen here is truly an evolving game. A game where they've added, maybe subtracted, I wouldn't say subtract, I would say redact. The changes were very minimal, but the mechanics all still work the same way. So this is basically 5th edition has incorporated how the other 4 editions have done things, including the information, the mechanics, and everything with it. They did change magic, because magic in 4th edition did change from how they did things, all the way to how they did things from the first 3 editions all the way to where they I think it was either the first 3 or first 2, I can't remember. I know first and second edition they did magic a certain way, but then they changed it to modes. Now I don't know if they did magic modes in 3rd edition or if it was just 4th edition. However, I can't quite remember all that because we've been doing reviews on all these editions of these books because Talislanta has grown from, basically grown from how first edition was all the way into how I feel is a really good game. So 5th edition is incorporated, from what I can see, all the history, all the mechanics, and it's taken everything from the previous editions on up, and then they changed the artwork. They did constantly change the artwork. I'm going to show you guys something on that. When will it grow legs? I don't freaking know. Maybe when they come up with another edition. There is a 6th edition of Talislanta coming up. They call it something else, though. Alright, let me open up a screen share. So, as you guys can see, once again, the artwork. And this is some of the information that you've probably seen in the previous editions that I've shown off. There is a lot of artwork, so they did change the artwork a little bit. Made some changes. Skill rolls, they all pretty much work the same way. So, nothing has really much changed over time, other than adding history and information and making some few points of changes. I think that's why I like Talislanta, the simplicity. Reminds me of Castles and Crusades by TLG, which is a current game running right now. So, but yep, there you guys go. You guys can actually check that out for yourselves for the low price of free on the creator's website. So, what else do we have here? This player's guide also incorporates perks. No, I am sorry, I was wrong. Paths. So paths are a little bit different. It's basically allows you. It's kind of like a class. Like you be an acolyte, an airman. You do get. It does change some things. I believe in this one, I think they separated. I'm trying to see here for character creation. Yes, this was the edition that they separated the character concepts. Because like in the previous editions, you would choose a race that would have an archetype. They call them archetype, which would be a race and a class together. It's almost like it was a racial class. Now they separated race and the paths are not called classes, they're called paths. But the paths are basically classes. So they separate race and class. and they make the changes to your ability scores that way as well. You have racial ability scores as well as pass ability scores. And then the book is fully equipped or fully explained with both equipment, starting gold. Well, they don't use gold in this game. They use other types of currency, which none of that has changed. They're still using the same currency that they've been using the last 4 editions. Um, and then they got skills and quirks, stuff for you to add to your character. Quirks, I think, is kind of new. So I think that is a 5th edition thing, too. Like I said, very little changes. They just, for this edition, they just added to it. So if you're interested, I would recommend going to check it out on the website. I will have that posted in my description. And you can find this under, it's called a Talislanta Player's Guide under 5th edition. Other than that, there's not really much else different. I mean, I can go on and on and on, and at that point I'll be an idiot rambling. I don't think the only thing this book doesn't have is a bestiary. Like, there was some types of, like, the 1st edition Player's Guide did come with its own separate bestiary type thing. Trying to think. It came with, like, a list of encounters you could come up with. Then you actually had a Naturalist Guide from 1st edition, which had a bestiary. And of course, for 2nd edition, you could travel. The books for 1st edition was good to use in a 2nd edition as well, as long as you knew what the changes were made, which I don't think was virtually anything, if I remember correctly. You guys can check out my previous videos for that review. So that would be pretty much the first video for 1st edition, and then probably a Naturalist Guide in 1st edition, and then check out the handbooks for 2nd edition. So my beginning 2nd edition videos, which I tell you in the video titles which editions are which. So other than that, yeah, there's not really much changes. I don't think I think Witch King said his favorite edition was 4th. So yeah, not much changes other than, they drafted over a few things, and then I believe they did add quirks. Of course, quirks could have been added in 4th edition as well. I don't know if I covered that. So, and then, they did format this a little bit better formatted and easier to read. So, but other than that, not much else has changed. And I've said that numerous times. So, I'm going to stop talking right there and let you guys check it out for yourselves. So, this is Tabletop Junkie telling you guys, go check it out. I will post the link to the website in my description. And I want to wish everyone a great and wonderful day today. I will be back with 4 more reviews. So, I want to wish everyone a great day. If you're interested, check it out. Once again, a player's guide. Yeah, I know I ramble a lot. Not really a whole lot to cover. I think doing reviews on all the editions of Talislanta ended up being more or less rambling, because there was not much changes like I thought there was going to be. I've read all these books. It's crazy. It's almost like doing every printing of Castles and Crusades with TLG. The changes. I know someone said from TLG that the difference between the 8th printing player's guide and the 9th printing player's guide was the rewording of 9 pages out of the whole book. Other than that, everything else was still virtually the same. So I was like, oh, okay. And even then, someone made the comment of, you can only find the changes if you're actually looking hard for them. So, yeah. Well, anyway, that's it that I have for today. I want to tell everyone to, work hard, play hard, game on, everybody. Have a great and wonderful day.